Hello, good afternoon. I'm your course lecturer taking you in emerging technologies. This is an introductory lecture. My name is Emmanuel Camoso from the Department of Applied Science here at TVDC. Our outline will be discussed in themes. So the first theme is Introduction to Emerging Technology in Education. And this theme will be discussed in sub uh, themes, and these will reflect upon the paradigm shift, what trends of human life have influenced technology advancement, and how is it being applied in the education system. And based on that, it will lead us to look at the definition itself. What really is emerging technology? Then we'll explore the various technologies that have emerged over time, which are, of course, influenced by ICTs, which could be the technology that we are talking about. Then we'll look at computers, computer devices, and computer networks, smart devices, as well as computer programs and their repository tools. We'll examine also digital content, digital culture, and probably culture will also engulf behavior. We'll also look at the importance or significance of this emerging technology with a view of trying to examine how it has or will improve and support education through teaching, learning, and assessment. We'll further discuss barriers to ICTs in teaching, learning, and assessment. We'll then make a transition to look at pedagogy or methods of teaching using ICTs. This will be discussed with those three major questions. How does ICT support different learning styles? How does ICT support different teaching and learning styles? And how does ICT support different learning environments? And this will also take us to look at preparing to teach using ICT tools. We'll then make a transition to look at ICT resources for teaching and learning. We'll then look at ICT resources for assessment. We'll also look at sources and evaluating ICT resources, managing the learning environments that probably will be expected to examine what learning environments are, and we'll simply look at a variety of them. This would include virtual learning environment, personal learning environment, traditional learning environment, and blended learning environment. Blended learning environment could be regarded as a hybrid of any of the two or more environments that could be combined together to come up with that environment. So we could combine the tradition and the online learning environment, and that would be referred to as a different type of environment called a blended learning environment. We are also going to discuss extensively in the future of our lectures how those learning environments contribute to learning. Prerequisite knowledge that one is expected to have for this course is a simply average knowledge of basic Windows. Okay. What is also acceptable is at least unquestionable competences in computer applications. And we also expect the student and or candidate to relatively be competency in literacy. For the assessment schedule, I think I've discussed this extensively on your enhanced platform. Please, you will do well to engage, to find time and engage on that fora so that you are able to follow through. I've equally included some materials for you to explore. This being a bachelor's program, I expect you to engage with literature extensively so that you begin to form concepts and also knowledge and begin to appreciate some work that exists in the scholarly space, which you will soon become part of. I want to believe that you'll be required to complete a research paper, and you will need to inform your research with the quite vast amount of knowledge that should enable you. And as such, I've also deployed quite a number of links as well as books that should equip you in that range. Again, please make use of the online platform to engage with all these. Besides, there has been recommended books that and also titles that is a must that you need to read, and those will bring to you the essential knowledge that we require you to have as we begin and dive in deep into these course resources. So there are also quite a number, but they are manageable. Wow. Let's now dive into the subject, Introduction to Emerging Technology in Education. Why emerging? Why technology and why education? The question seems to be so huge, but I think we need to understand it by, first of all, treating it to a certain context. We need to contextualize this topic in order for us to understand properly why emerging, why technology, and why education. The why question is always very complex to understand or to answer because it has quite a number of answers. So let's begin to answer this question. Why? Perhaps it is due to to development of man, okay? And development of man, nature, and everything else has been a hot a topic in the scholarly world. Man would always want to understand where they came from, and they would want to question what nature is, where nature came from. And apparently, there has been quite a number of studies that have been undertaken to attempt to explain, okay, where society comes from, where man came from, and where we are today. And these theories have helped us to create an understanding of nature, of who we are, and it has helped us to continuously question so that we can come up with the adequate answers. And one of the reasons within the context is that man continuously develops, okay? And when we develop, we witness particular changes that take place. So the trends in ways of doing things have been rendered in this as a paradigm shift, okay? So we are simply realizing that we can't run away from development. We can't run away from evolution, okay? And this has been a resultant effect of a paradigm shift, okay? It has been a consistent, this has been a consistent resultant effect of a paradigm shift that human life has undergone since the Industrial Revolution as well as the Dark Ages. You will realize that from a traditional convention to mechanization, automation, and now the elimination of geographical boundaries through enhanced platforms, which are ICT bound, okay, is a huge development in the sphere of human development. Okay. We also see that this is very evident in a spectacular shift of man's way of life and his or her departure from the traditional means to a smart way of handling business and communication. Of course, here you will realize that communication has also undergone huge transformation in that we see man having a primitive man in his primitive senses had his primitive ways of communicating. And currently we are saying there has been an improvement or an advancement in terms of that communication. Okay? yes, we have quite a number of historical events that may account for that development. But one thing that we are very uh, appreciative and keen to acknowledge is that with emerging technology, with the recent technology that has come in form of ICT, it has improved communication and the way business is done within different environments. Okay, now let's begin looking at the definition itself, emerging technology. Okay, emerging technology as a term can be generally used to describe a novel or new technology that may also refer to continuing development of existing technology. However, when applied to the education context, emerging technology refers to the integration and application of ICTs or ICT bound infrastructure, tools, and assets in the enhancement and delivery of knowledge that support learner-centered method of teaching and learning using enhanced platforms such as a flipped classroom, blended learning, artificial intelligence for education, blockchain management, Internet of Things, as well as augmented reality, simulations, and gaming. So some of the technologies that may be found in education include the learning management system that we are currently using to access course material and content management system, okay, blended learning, okay, learning content management system, augmented reality. Okay, so we have blended learning, okay, learning content management system, augmented reality and simulation, adaptive learning, education technology based on artificial intelligence, use of 5G technology in education. Let's look at learning management system. We are simply saying this is a web-based application that allows education institutions to provide the information and content as well as educational resources to, to both the teaching and also students. Okay. Then we are also saying that this learning management system is an effective and responsive way for teachers to create, deliver, and manage their content, as well as monitor participation and assess performance among learners. I'm sure you do appreciate that this is what is currently going on and what is currently happening. Why should we why should we adopt a learning management system within an education setting? Okay, We are simply saying that the learning management system provides a centralized, simplified, and also abilities for blended learning. Why? Because learning management system enables the teacher or an education institution to deliver education anywhere, anytime, to its targeted beneficiaries from the same source. So it is central, it is simplified, and it also provides capabilities of blended learning. Okay. Current okay. Currently currently we we have a catch-up strategy as as a country, okay, which has been adopted by the Ministry of Education, discouraging uh, repeating of students. Okay, so instead of students repeating, we can employ blended learning by providing them with remedial work with the use of technology. So you will realize a great deal that there is quite uh, a number of benefits that can be delivered when we implement a learning management system. And I'm very confident that even ourselves here uh, can testify that the learning management system is akin to deliver this very good to very good strategies. Okay.